Well, hey, everybody. Steve Huber here with $1 Billion Contractor. Hey, I want to share a story today about a client I had to fire. And look, it's the first one I've had to fire, and thankfully the only one that I've ever fired, and quite honestly, the only one that's ever stopped working with me. And so, normally I don't share this kind of stuff, but I felt there was some good lessons to be learned in here, and it was just too good not to share with y'all. So I'm going to try not to dwell on it and get too upset about it, but honestly, it really bothered me, which is why I don't work with the guy anymore. So let me give you a quick backstory here of what happened, the lessons I learned, and what hopefully you can take out of that conversation. So this guy came to me, he owns a construction business, and said, hey, we can't hire good salespeople. I've not hired and successfully onboarded a salesperson in 6 years, which is crazy to me. I don't have any sales processes. I don't have any systems. And my VP of sales that I have just isn't cutting it. We need to hire somebody new in. And so they brought me in to basically hire in a new manager, transition out the old manager, and help formulate and build these sales processes. And things were going great until we hired a sales manager. It came time to hire somebody. Now, I'd offered him several different candidates that I thought were all a great fit. He selected one that he liked, so he picked the manager. And again, that manager came in with a whole set of skills and background. This is a highly experienced person that has a lot of knowledge and know-how in the industry. This isn't like some brand new person that has no experience and no benchmark to kind of weigh against. So we brought this manager in and said, hey, we want you to build the systems that you have already built before and that you're comfortable with. Steve's going to help support you and basically help tie it together in a corporate sense. Because a lot of sales managers don't take into consideration how operations gets the ball, how we pay people, how do comp plans work, all those things, like all those, how does financing work and the nuances with proposals, but they have a way that they like to go sell. And this guy had a way that he liked to go sell. So we hired him in, I'm there to support him. 2 days, literally on his second day, it was like, well, what has he done? Where's my results? Look, if somebody's worked for you for 2 days, they don't know how to find your office without Google Maps yet, okay? You got to give them some time. They're not going to magically come in and start lighting the world on fire with a bunch of deals. Side note, if they do, you should be scared about that, okay? Speak from experience there. Your brand new guy comes in and he's got 10 deals on day 2. You need to be checking things. Anyways, he came in 2 days in. Where's our deals at? And I was like, hey, hold on here. Guy's brand new. Give him some time. Okay. So literally everything out the gate, we were nitpicking. I should say the owner of the company was nitpicking. He didn't like the emails the guy used. He didn't like the fonts he used. He didn't like the color of the writing he used. He didn't like the picture he used. He didn't like the talk tracks. Nothing. Everything that we had identified in the interview that were values that this guy brought in, the owner, all of a sudden, now that he was his employee, he felt that he had the right to destroy it all and tear it down and tell him what a terrible, god-awful system it was that he was looking to import into his business. Big mistake. If you're going to hire people that have experience and they've done these things before, give them some friggin' room to breathe. Let them do the things that you hired them in to do. Don't suffocate them. I like to hire really great and amazing people, give them the best tools, the best support, the best culture I possibly can put together, and then leave them alone. Let them do the things that they're good at and that they love with. Give them runway to run instead of suffocating them to death, trying to micromanage every aspect of what it is that they do and what they bring into the company. So, should have been some red flags there. Then the first payroll came around. So, first paycheck comes and hits, and our manager says, hey, Steve, I think I got shorted on pay a little bit. Can you look at this with me? And I looked at it, and again, I'll make up numbers here. Let's say he was supposed to get paid $1,000. We had him a very small salary, and it was mainly commission, but a very small salary because the state required it where he was at. So let's say it was $1,000, and his payroll was $600. I was like, yeah, I think you got shorted $400. And so we go to the owner. We're like, hey, I think we messed up payroll this week. Looks like he's owed $400. And the owner said, well, I just deemed he only did 60% of the work. Look, it doesn't work like that. When you hire somebody in and you make an investment into them, you're giving up some money They're giving up their time, their talents, their ability to go look for work elsewhere to come work for your company. Like, that's the trade-off. And so if you're not happy with what they're bringing to the table, again, in this case, we're just eating this guy alive on everything he brought over. They're only going to be by the way, they're only going to be so effective if you're destroying everything that they want to do and every idea that they have. But we don't get to tell them after the fact that we only felt that they worked 60% hard enough, or we only got 60% of the value out of them. It doesn't work like that. Once you hire and make a commitment to employ somebody, you owe it to them to provide them a great opportunity. And if you can't, and if you're not comfortable with that, then you shouldn't employ people. Your job as an employer is to provide awesome opportunities for your employees so that they can in turn work their asses off and make you money. That's how it works, okay? It's a trade-off. It's a switch. You can't just retroactively say, well, I just deemed you didn't work hard enough. So after like a lot of stern conversations for me, we ended up squaring up the guy and getting him his $400. And guess what happened? Next payroll, he didn't get paid at all. And it was like, hey, why didn't you get paid at all? Oh, I decided, the owner said, I just decided I didn't want to pay him this week. Hard line in the sand for me. First time it happened, I said, if this ever happens again, I'm gone. Second time it happened, I was gone. I don't play around games like that. When we make promises and commitments to people, we hold true to them to the hardest extent we can, all right? If I tell you I'm going to be there Monday at noon, I am there Monday at noon every time. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it every time. You don't retroactively go back and try and change the rules of the game. It doesn't work for me, and it's a hard no-go, all right? So I felt terrible. This manager was trying his hardest to get his systems implemented, shot down, left and right, all over the place. And then he wasn't getting paid for the work that he was doing and trying to implement. Hardcore no-go. Look, if you're struggling to get people to work for you, and it's not like a 1 month thing or a 2 month thing or a here and there, like it's seasonally light for your recruitment, if you consistently have that problem, it's probably a you problem, all right? Your business, either your culture isn't right, and as the owner or operator of that business, it's on you. Like, you own the culture. When you make commitments to people, you got to pay them. When you bring them in to support their ideas and bring that experience with them, you got to support it. You got to be on board with it. You at least have to give them some support to implement it. Otherwise, why did you hire them to begin with, right? So anyways, like I said, I'm going to try not to rant, but I felt it was important just to say, look, we all owe it to our people and to our employees and to our teams to build the best possible systems we can, build the best job for them that they've ever had, put expectations in place of what we expect to keep that job, and then hold people accountable. Okay? And if you're going to bring people in that have experience, that are bringing those systems with them, give them the runway and the leash to blossom and really bring those things in that were so valuable for you in that interview. This guy could have changed his company completely. And instead of giving him the ability to do that, they suffocated him to death and drove him out. And ultimately, they drove me out with bad ethics and bad morals. I don't deal with it at all. I have a hardcore zero tolerance policy for that, and I will not handle it, okay? And neither should you. If your employer ever doesn't pay you, don't deal with it, guys, okay? Hardcore, full stop, right there. That's the trade-off you make. Anyways, I hope that you're not in that case. Again, I'm very blessed. It's the only client I've ever had to fire. It's the only client that's ever not worked with me. And, we have super great retention rates here at Billion Dollar Contractor. Our clients stay with us long-term. They love working with us in the business that we do with them. But it doesn't mean I can help everybody, and I'm not a miracle maker. If you're not in the right place and you're not the right person, you shouldn't be running a company, I can't help you, okay? Anyways, I hope that was valuable for you all. If you need any help at all, we're here for you. We want to see you win. We do things the right way. We're not trying to take advantage of anybody. Sometimes we can't help you, and that's okay. We'll just tell you like, hey, I can't help you. You should go somewhere else. But if you'd like to check out working with us and just get on the phone and just see, pick our brain on a problem that you're having or shoot us an email, go to www.billiondollarcontractor.com. We're here for you. You can book some time right there. and fill out the application to work with us and see what that looks like. And we're here. We're here to be helpful for you and help solve your problems. Anyways, hope you all have a great rest of your day. Keep rocking and keep doing what you're doing out there.